here what we're trying to do is showcase 1918, kind of end of World War I time period, and we're part of the LBJ State Park, and we're kind of showcasing what 10-year-old LBJ would have been, what his life would have been like here growing up in Gillespie County. Daily life would have been from cooking on a wood burning stove, milking a cow every day, making our own cheese, butter. We do our own canning and preserving. We have a large garden that we utilize. We cook with that every day, and then we also can and preserve all of our own food the same way they did. So most people remember canning with their grandparents or parents as a kid. We do that here every day, and we only purchase the essential things like your dry goods: flour, sugar, salt, pepper, coffee, tea, that type of stuff. Otherwise, if we don't grow it, we don't eat it.
There's a lot of connections to be made here. We're getting so disconnected from the land, from where our food comes from. We're taking a lot of things for granted, like cooking. We cook on a wood-burning stove, so instead of just pushing a knob, we have to actually build a fire. And how convenient everything is now, and showing not that long ago, guys, things were a lot tougher, maybe a little more rewarding, because you had to put more effort in to get the things you got.
Our most common reaction is actually, this reminds me of my grandparents' place as a kid, or my parents' house. And a lot of folks, what they do is we'll have a lot of elderly visitors come in, and they bring their grandkids to show them, this is how I grew up at your age. And usually when we get visitors like that, what we like to do is try to get the kids to step in their grandparents' shoes. So we'll have them maybe help us gather eggs out of the hen house, maybe help us gather firewood to use in the stove to cook with. If we have produce in the garden, sometimes we'll have them help us harvest produce out of the garden, and then we'll use that to cook with in the kitchen.
I think my favorite reaction is when people ask, do you live here? Because it means we're really taking them back into the time, into the space, like outside of what they're used to. Besides the Sauer Beckman Living History Farm, which is one piece of the Lyndon B. Johnson State Park, we also have a herd of bison, we have a herd of longhorn, there's a river to fish at, there's a couple short nature trails, it's a good place to go birding. It's one of my favorite parks, honest. It's small and overlooked a lot because it doesn't have any big hills to climb or rivers to see or canyons, but it's got a lot of easy things, and it's within easy distance of like Austin and San Antonio, and it's free.
It's a nice place to kind of step back in time and get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Just kind of step back to the farm life and just enjoy nature.